Thank you, Bindu ma'am, for the remark. And thank you, Joy sir, for inviting me again to address a wonderful array of dedicated teachers from Malappuram district. And a big kudos to Team Diet Malappuram for arranging the teacher empowerment program as part of the Director General's instruction. And you are doing a wonderful job amidst this, this pandemic and the election urgent scenario. And teachers of Malappuram, I believe, enjoy their craft and they are committed to the job. They are strong believers in the importance of the continued professional development. So anyhow, I feel directly jumping into the lesson, although there are a few number of participants, only 13 have joined here. That means including me and Bindu and Joy sir. So anyhow, let's go directly into the topic. The topic given to me is to tell you something about teacher talk as comprehensible input. As we are very familiar with these terms, so we have been hearing this term for the last 10-15 years, and but we have been using this thing, comprehensible input in our classroom since the emergence of teaching English as a second language. And we all talk in our class. We cannot survive without teacher talk. But the million-dollar question is whether our talk is comprehensible to the students. It's rather an old question, I know. And during these years, additions have been done to it. The idea of comprehensible input has been innovating, and so many additions have been done to it. It's our talk, and the recent addition to it is that compelling and comprehensible input. So instead of CI, that is comprehensible input, we these days use the term CCI, that is compelling comprehensible input. So this has gone more or less a jargon, but the thing is that we again and again use this term in our teacher trainings and other courses because it has that importance. It has a vital importance in CLT. And as I already mentioned, the important question is, do our students really understand what we are talking to them? And no matter, you will all agree that not 100%, because some students in taking in the case of a number of students that who understand and taking in terms of the things that we are imparting to the students, also not 10% is coming as an comprehensible input. So some part is missing. We say it as communication loss, and actually is that a loss or something that has to be done to amend this, to make up these things? And what about children? And why do they do not understand the whole thing that we are imparting to them? The main thing that when we point towards the students for the accused or for this for not understanding what the teacher is talking about, the real thing is that the real question is that, do we really understand our children? That's another thing that we need to explore, we need to look into. And to understand children, we should understand human beings. And coming back to children, what are they? What are these children to us? Or what are they? As Gibran said, that they are very much tampered by their parents and community. They are. I particularly use the word tampered. Gibran said this in his poem, if I may remember, On Children. I reckon that is the title of that poem, On Children. You might have heard these lines. It goes like this: your children are not your children. They are the sons and daughters of life's longing for itself. So your children are not your children. They are the sons and daughters of life's longing for itself. They come through you, but not from you. The children come through you, but not from you. And though they are with you, yet they belong not to you. Though they are with you, yet they belong not to you. You may give them your love, but not your thoughts, for they have their own thoughts. You may house their bodies, but not their souls, for their souls dwell in the house of tomorrow, which you cannot visit, not even in your dreams. You may strive to be like them, but seek not to make them like you. For life goes not backward, nor tarries with yesterdays. So these lines are very much important when we face our children. Your children are not your children. So as I mentioned, our children are very much tampered. We should keep these things in mind when we deal with our students. So they are coming with lots of preconceived notions that they have taken from their families, from their society, and we need to consider them as creative things. They have their own creativity, they have their own talent, and we need to consider all these things. We should keep these things in our mind when talking to children, especially. I remember this morning I hit upon a video which my EFB Facebook brought out from its memory. It was posted by me in my wall in the Facebook some about I think 5 or 6 years back, and it is about my daughter. It's of my daughter. She was dancing for a song in the TV, and it was a reflex one. She was not familiar with that song, but she danced according to the tune or according to the meaning of that song. And eventually I captured that scene and put it in the Facebook some 5-6 years back. And today that the Facebook brought it back to my memory. You posted this 5 years back, and I looked at it. And my daughter was also there with me. And I asked her, will you dance like this? No. I am quite sure that she won't. Because she has learned a lot of things from the society. She has learned a lot of things from me, from her mother and other family members, and that has come in as a hindrance for her to express her reflex talent, reflex action to a particular song. She will be, I'm quite sure, she will be quite timid. She will be quite shy these days. She has grown up a little bit, and she has developed a sort of inhibition to dance like a small baby. That she did when she was only 5 or 6 years, or 6 or 7 years. I don't remember exactly when. But anyhow, this is the damage that we are doing to our children. That is why I particularly used the word tampering. We have tampered them a lot. So from the very little baby, the very essence of human beings we can watch or we can see. Actually, when we think about what a human being is, we have to consider many things. We have to look upon the theories. We have to look upon go and read the book, The Origin of Species by Darwin, Charles Darwin. And there are so many books have come in front of us. Especially, I may mention the names like The Human Zoo. You might have heard it. The Human Zoo by Desmond Morris. Look at the word, the very title, The Human Zoo. It also speaks to us a lot of things. The Human Zoo. We are imprisoned in a zoo, rather a jail, by a preconceived notions, a lot of preconceived notions, a lot of do's and don'ts from the society. So we have to consider all these things when we think about our children, when we think about human beings in particular. I can show you some of the pictures of or the images of these books to you, if you are really near the screen. Here you can see the cover of the book The Human Zoo by Desmond Morris. Hello, my dear. Hello, teachers. Can you see this? Okay. And another one I would like to show you is by Desmond, from the same author. It is The Naked Ape. Naked Ape. This is also a bestseller. You can, if I really upon my memory, there is translations of these books also in our libraries. The Naked Ape by Desmond Morris. And one book which has come recently is A Brief History of Mankind by Harari. So I reckon you might have read these books. You might have gone through these books, and I don't want to go in detail to those books. anyhow, to get a good idea about human beings, human nature in particular, it would be nice if you go through these books. And as teachers, we always deal with the human beings, especially the unit of human beings, that is children, the very essence of human beings, that is children. We don't use any files or that sort of things that a clerk do, or materials like a mason do to construct something, construct some building, like bricks and stones and sand and cement and concrete, steel, etc. We only deal with these children. So we should particularly know about them, what these scientists and psychologists have come forward with their new ideas, and they have been written in these books. And I may mention some other one by this, Sigmund Freud, the interpretation of dreams. That will also give you an insight into human mind. So we need to know about the human beings, the life in particular, human beings in particular, children in particular, because we always deal with them. So we come to our point again. Do we really understand our children? I mean, not a particular student in your class or in our class, but the peculiarities or the specialities or the traits of children, so that we can make use of when we teach them, when we pick some strategy for addressing something, for imparting something that's given in our textbook or other than the textbook. So, do we really understand our children is $1 million question, as I mentioned before. So, in order to understand our students, in order to understand the traits of students or the children, we need to go through these sort of things. We need to do a kind of research to understand our students. So here I am going to give you a small activity. Don't leave from the screen because you may think that I will come to you for answering some question or something like that. No, I will not do that. So here I'm going to give you some piece of text. I can share it to you. Please go through it. Just go through this text and keep it in your mind. What idea do you get from this? Can you see this?